What's up, guys? It's Morgan Saint, and I'm here with Gallo, the guy you know.
What's up? It's Nick Gallo, the guy you know. I'm here with the beautiful and talented Morgan Saint. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing? Well, what's your name? What's your...
Gallo, the guy you know. So my name's Nick. Gallo's the last name.
It's a mouthful. I'm impressed.
First, I want to just break down. You know, one thing I could say about you, I love, when I first found out about you when you first got signed, I love how you've been continuously touring and keeping music out there. You know, I feel like every time I check your Instagram or like get a press release, you're always like announcing a tour or currently on tour. Grinding it out, especially in the beginning. So how important is it to you to get, stuff out there for your current fans and for future fans?
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, I think something that, because I got signed with no music out. Like, I was no one, in the grand scheme of things. So something that I've always been like really particular about is making sure that the discovery process of myself as an artist is like really natural and not like force fed, by a major label or anything. So for me, it's just been like touring as much as possible just to get in front of new faces and like hopefully like win them over. So it's been a lot of that. I mean, I'm ready for my own shows, but like I'd rather wait it out and be able to just like do it the way that I want. And so it's been fun. I mean, it's a tough process to grind out, but meeting a lot of new people and just seeing other artists that I'm opening for and how they kind of run their world and their show it's been a cool experience.
Like, is touring everything you've thought? Or was there some things you were like, dang, I didn't think it was going to be like this? Or some stuff you were like, oh, I did think this and it is this. I've heard it from so many different people, like different stories.
I think it just depends on like what kind of tour you're on, how you're traveling. Like this time I'm on a bus. In the past, we haven't been on a bus, which is like more flying or like driving in a Sprinter van and staying in hotels. So I think each tour is like its own experience, and comes with pluses and minuses, but overall, I mean, there's nothing that sticks out particularly. It's hard, it's really draining, and it's hard to be away from the people you love, so that's the biggest struggle. But after the show, after I play a show each night, I'm like, oh, I feel down all day and I'm like want to go home, and then I'm like, oh, this is why I'm doing it, so it feeds me enough to get me to the next show.
I know you released your new single, God Bless Our Souls. What was it, April? I forgot the exact date, but I know it was April. I think it was like two weeks ago, I think. So how does it feel to have it out there? And I love it. How does it feel to have new music for the new year as well?
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, that song I made so recently, so it feels good to like have that quick turnaround where from when I made it to when you guys hear it it's really fulfilling as an artist, because a lot of times in this process, like even in the past, like my last EP, I finished like mix and mastered like 8 months before it came out, and by the time it came out I'm like already making new music and I'm so detached from it, and it feels like shit, I don't even feel like that person anymore. So it's kind of a weird thing, and I know no one else sees that or feels that, but this feels good to be like, yeah, this is something that I literally was feeling like 2 months ago, and all of a sudden like I still feel that and you're feeling it with me. Like it's a special thing, so I'm happy that it's out.
Yeah, I love like the 2 EPs as well you had out. How has it been? Like you said, you didn't have music when you got signed. So was it hard to find, I guess, like your style or your way of music that you wanted to put out? Because I know, like you said, sign with a record label, sometimes it could be, strenuous at times to get your vision across from a label. And they're trying to look out the best for you, but at the same point, you're trying to look out the best for yourself. So, like, how was it, the process of getting the music that you wanted out there?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was an interesting process because I was making music. I just hadn't released anything, and I hadn't really planned to release. Like I was just making it for myself, and like it was very obvious that I was figuring things out to me, sonically. And when I signed with Epic, they like loved what I had made already, and a lot of what you hear on my first EP was already made before I got signed, which is really cool. But I was just so new to that process that although they had nothing to do with the making of it, meaning like they didn't tell me how to do anything, I still look at that music and I'm like, I'm not sure about that anymore. I mean, believe me, that there's parts of it that I love, and it's honest, but sonically I have grown so much and I've learned so much, and it's been cool to perform and know what I like to like. I've grown so much as a person, so it's just been like interesting to kind of see like, okay, that clicks live, and like I like the energy of that to perform to. And so I think with the newer music it's a different approach, because like that was just made with no performing in mind. Like, let's just make music that feels like something and I'm trying to get across. And now I struggle with like, okay, I don't know how much I love performing those songs as much as I like just making them and listening to them. So I think with the new music you'll feel a little slightly different energy, and I've grown so much as a writer producer. Like I've learned a lot, and so I think you'll hear that difference too, and you're going to continue to hear it. But yeah, it's always tough with a label because, you know, they have their opinions, and I'm very strong in my opinions. So sometimes it's a small battle, but I think me going in with such a clear vision of who I am as a person, even though I feel like I've changed a lot, just they believed that and they trusted that, and so I feel like that trust has remained, and I haven't had to fight too much for what I'm trying to do, you know, in my way.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
It's a good sign to have it like that. That's amazing. But another thing I want to talk about, like a dream of mine that you already experienced, you know, going to VMAs. How was it last? I mean, that's just like, I feel like a new artist going for your walking the red carpet and just taking it all in, because I feel it's such a thing everyone watches growing up, you know, like how was it?
I mean, it was cool to watch. I don't even know. I feel like everything that I experience, I'm just like, I don't process it. It was cool to like just see how the behind the scenes situation works, like, and being able to see the performances live was cool too, and see what everyone's wearing and just like absorb that. So it was a fun experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, growing up, who were your, not necessarily musical influences, but who just influenced you all around with art, you know, style, music?
Yeah. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm a little weird. Like, I like to be very much my own person. So I don't really look, I mean, believe me, like I'm obviously inspired every day by people and the way they do things. Like I think I get inspired by people's work ethic and like, wow, they're so themselves, or wow, they're doing something that's so unique, and like that inspires me to do my own thing and be unique. But I think it's less of like, I love what that person wears, I'm gonna copy them. You know what I mean? It's more so like, oh wow, they're so cool, like so different. They don't care what anyone else thinks. Like more so that. But obviously, I see things every day, hear things every day that subconsciously I'm like putting together in my brain in this big mashup of inspiration that I pull from. But I can't really think of anyone. I mean, growing up, I loved Rihanna. Like, who doesn't? I definitely like stand her for a minute. I still love her. I want her to put out new music.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. I know. I'm excited about that. But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, that makes sense.
Okay.
Well, you know, who would you love to collaborate with? Because I feel like one person I don't know why I envision this, you and Robin, making just some, I could just see like you both live. Yeah.
Like, where I'm like, let me try like a dance thing. Like I'm like, oh, I could hear that. Like a couple of the songs that I've done. I mean, she's sick. I love her. You never know. It will be an interesting. We're different, but also maybe similar in some ways. She's just a cool artist, so Inspiration.
Experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like you said, not touring so much. Has there been one moment yet that has stuck with you, either from crowd or a city, that has really been maybe received the audience better than you expected? One moment out of not necessarily this tour, 'cause I know it's only I think like 6 cities in or 7 cities in, but your previous tours you've been on.
I'm trying to think. I think I did some festivals this past year, which were really fun.
Yeah.
Like the festival vibe is it's so energetic, and like as a performer to feed off of that energy is really fun. I did this one festival in Birmingham, Alabama.
Okay.
Random, but like that was like the best crowd I ever played for. I don't know why. Like there were so many people that knew every word to my songs. I'm just like so random. Like I never expected that. I was just like, oh, we're going there. Like I don't know what's there. I've never been there. And then people know my songs. And I'm like, this is cool. That was fun. I'm trying to think. I mean, it's always fun to play in New York because it's my hometown.
Yeah.
Even though New York can be a little bit like standoffish, the crowd.
Yeah.
When my family and friends are there, like it's funny, like people in crowds kind of react the way the people around them are reacting, and if everyone's just like chilling, like quiet, then I think people feel awkward to. So like I noticed like when I play in New York, I opened for Lovely the band like last tour I was on, and my whole family was there, like 30 of them, and they were all super loud and like hyped up, and I don't think anyone really knew that they were my family, but like the crowd like followed them, and then everyone was like super hyped. It was just interesting to see, and like so that was fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like your band just being there and taking it all in with you.
Possible.
But another thing, music. What is your favorite part of creating music? Either from what do you like record? Not necessarily. How would I say? Songwriting, writing. On the road or home or just anywhere. You say like being in the studio. What's one of your favorite things?
I love the whole process. Like I definitely think that there's something special when I'm just writing by myself. There's no rush. Like there's no expectations. So there's something really special, intimate about that. But really, I'm very selective with who I work with, production-wise. And so, yeah, it feels equally as intimate with the people that I've chosen to collaborate with. So I love the whole process, and sometimes being in the studio and starting an idea that doesn't, like, I write a lot on my piano or guitar, and sometimes I'll write a full song like that. But sometimes when I'm in the studio and I start a song, like, with a more percussive element or something, like it triggers something in me that, or to like fill a certain pocket that maybe I wouldn't have done if I was just sitting at the piano. So I like both, and yeah, I like recording and bringing like life into a song that I've written. It's really a cool process. So I like it all.
Well, I want to do a little rapid fire, just something different, yeah. So let's see, piercing or tattoo?
Oh, tattoo.
Art or music festival?
Meaning like art festival or music festival?
Mm-hmm. Which one would you prefer?
A music festival. I mean, I love art, but music is art, so.
Okay. Yeah. Cake or donuts?
Donut, I think. I think. I don't know. Yeah, it has to be the right kind of cake if I'm going to go with the cake. Yeah.
Yes. Sweet or sour?
Sour.
Okay. Burger or tacos?
Tacos.
Yes. Taco.
Yep, Mexican food is my thing. Like, it is my whole world.
How about makeup or none?
Either. A little. None. No? A little bit sometimes.
How about nature or indoors?
I love nature. Yeah.
Drive or fly?
If I'm driving, I like to drive.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'm down to fly.
Okay. Cool.
I like to be like in control of the wheel. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I still got my license, and
Cities.
Yeah, it's weird. Everyone tells me that they're like, but if you drive, it's you're in control. It's like you're
driving alone. Not that I do often because I also live in the city. Yeah. But when I have the opportunity to just like drive alone and like play music, just like be in my own headspace. Yeah, it's the best. Mm-hmm.
Yes,
it's good.
I agree with you. Me time is necessary. Let's see, NYC or LA?
New York City. It's my home. I love it. I mean, LA's cool, but New York.
Yeah. Shower or bath?
Shower.
Okay. Silver or gold?
Silver.
IG or Twitter?
I like Instagram, I think.
Hero or villain?
Hero. I'm a hero. Villain's cool though. No, but yeah. The vibe of the villain, but like the heart of the hero. You know what I'm saying? Cool. That's the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
How about past or present?
Present is important, but I like the past too. I suck at this. Why am I even? I'm like both every time.
You're better than a lot of people. Like some people are like both, like the whole. I'm like, you can't pick both for every single one. So it's cool you say it. Like, how about taste or smell?
Taste.
And last one.
Fuck. Smell. No, I don't know. I can't answer that one.
And last one. Fortune or happiness?
Happiness. Yeah, we need happiness. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. But no, last thing to wrap up. What are your plans for the rest of the year, and what do you still want, like music-wise? Because I know you've had 2 EPs. So would you like a full album? Would you still want to do more EPs? Because I feel like in today's world, albums are not even like, it's so weird.
Albums though, I'm sick of EPs. I'm sick of singles. I want to do an album. Okay. That's what I'm working on right now. So I hope to put out an album. Yeah.
Murray, I want to wish you all the best of luck on the rest of the tour, the rest of the year. Yeah, and it's Nick Gallo, Gallo the guy you know, here at Morgan Saint.